Welcome to the Elite Podcast Network, home of the #1 independent wrestling coverage, available on iTunes, Stitcher, Blog Talk Radio, and wherever you get your podcasts from. Follow us on Twitter at Elite Podcast Net and join the revolution now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Wrestling Heads Radio on the Elite Podcast Network. I am Skits, and I'm joined by my boy Tom, and today, special guest here on WH Radio, Mr. Matt Grant. What's going on, guys?
What up?
Not much. Doing a bit of an early show here on Thursday.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Oscar. Usually, Oscar, he never, ever misses a show, but I think maybe this is like his first show in a long time, but shout out to Oscar. Hopefully he's listening at work. But we got a lot of shit to talk about. Ring of Honor Wrestling just came out of nowhere and just blowing up the internet like this whole week.
Without a doubt. Like, I would just look on Twitter, and they started announcing the Philly shows. I was like, wait, what the fuck? And then they started announcing the Toronto shows. I'm like, stop, Ring of Honor, please. They're going to give me a heart attack.
I literally started seeing the Global Wars announcements, and I bought general admission seats to Global Wars. And this is kind of making me kicking myself in the ass because I kind of wish I would have bought, better seats. Although I'm happy I'm going to be there for the shows, man, these shows are fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, Matt, I heard something. I want to get your opinion on this. I heard the Ted Reeve Arena, they leave the glass up and it blocks a lot of people's views. Is that true?
Personally, I've never had the problem. I bought general admission seats before for the Ted Reeve Arena. I can understand where people are coming from. Maybe they like the glare of the lights and shit like that. I can understand completely where people are coming from with that, but I personally never had a problem with it.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of people, they say it's nothing too big, but they say it's annoying. And I know the reason Ring of Honor runs in the Ted Reeve Arena is because it's pretty cheap to run there.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not too bad of a venue either, especially when you get that big crowd crammed into a small space. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, man. Speaking of Ring of Honor, let's talk about the cards from both venues, shall we?
Let's do it.
I believe this whole show is gonna be majority Ring of Honor talk, people. So if you're not a Ring of Honor fan, you might as well not listen to today's show.
And if you're not a Ring of Honor fan right now with what the shows they're producing, just sit in the corner, be a pulse.
Oh wow, this is the second time we mentioned Pulse on the show. That's it. Definitely an insider, people out there. But where do we start? Let me get the cards out. Hopefully everybody's got the card ready, because I was actually in the middle of updating Global Wars right now. But let's go ahead and talk about night one of War of the Worlds. Red Dragon. They're going to be in tag team action against Tanahashi and Justin Thunder Liger.
Dude, I saw this match announced. I was like, first of all, I'm kind of shocked to see Red Dragon in in tag team action when they've lost the tag titles. But then again, we've heard the rumors about Tanahashi wanting to take it easy, although it doesn't seem like that's going to happen on all the shows. But him and Liger should be a fun match.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting matchup. In this match, because of the matches Tanahashi is going to be doing, I see Jushin Liger kind of doing most of the matchup, and then Tanahashi probably getting a hot tag toward the end of the match. But it still should be a good matchup either way.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's definitely going to be good because, I mean, like, Tanahashi, just imagine Tanahashi in singles matches with Kyle O'Reilly. I mean, them two in the ring in this tag team match is going to be nuts. Honestly, I know they said Tanahashi's trying to take shit easy, but this is fucking he's going to take it that easy. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really weird with the whole situation about Tanahashi reportedly being banged up, and then you see the matchup season, and you're like, well, maybe he came to an agreement and he's gonna tough it out. Who knows?
Yeah, that's a very good point.
What happens? Tanahashi gets down in that match, but I'm pretty sure we're definitely do it. As one of the best tag teams in the world today. Tanahashi is one of the best wrestlers in the world, and we really don't just do.
I will say, Skits, you bringing back Shitty Mike syndrome to Wrestling Heads Radio?
You guys are funny.
Oh,
yep.
Dead air? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Awkward silence. Everybody's cool.
All right. Let's move on. The Briscoe brothers are teaming up together, going against Okada and Nakamura.
Again, these matches, man.
Definitely interesting matchup. I can't remember a time where Okada and Nakamura teamed up. Usually they're on opposing sides, even in the tag matches in New Japan. So it's an interesting matchup. So I like to see that.
I think that's what you needed for these events, though, is unique matches. Definitely going to differentiate the shows. I think these first two shows are more about like matches that you didn't think you were going to see, and then the second show was kind of like fulfilling the dream matches for the most part, at least in my eyes.
Yeah, man. I mean, I really think this matchup is going to be a hard-hitting match because we know how the Briscoes can get down. And if you watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, I mean, Okada and Nakamura are two of the best wrestlers in the world, hands down, against probably two of the best tag teams like all time. Like they're definitely up there, top 20, top 10. They're definitely on that list.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it. But it still should be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how Jay Briscoe and Nakamura, what they do in the ring, because we've seen a little bit of Jay Briscoe and Okada, but not really too much of Jay Briscoe and Nakamura, and both of those guys are, nuts. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Definitely, man. I mean, this card even gets better and better. Roddy Strong and Kushida. I already know how Matt feels about Roddy Strong, but I really think Roddy Strong can still put on good matches.
Oh,
and
no
Kushida,
argument for me. This is going to be a fucking awesome match.
And Kushida, oh, man, this guy's awesome. If you haven't, I know you've seen Kushida before live, right?
I have, actually. I've seen him quite a bit because he does a lot of training up here in Canada because he does a lot of work with the Border City Wrestling School. So, Kushida's really fucking good.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be an interesting matchup. A good mix of styles. You know, you have Roderick Strong, who can bust out all the backbreakers, all the different maneuvers that the high flyers can get into. So I like this matchup. It should be fun. Should be fast paced. So I like the matchup, and it's something that I wouldn't think to put on a card, but once you hear it, you're like, man, that's going to be so much fun to see.
Definitely. Yeah, Kushida definitely one fast motherfucker. I'll tell you that. So Roddy Strong will have a tough time in the ring with him. Another match. This guy right here I want to mention, he's got something to prove to the New Japan guys to basically get a shot on going to New Japan soon. Michael Elgin going one-on-one against Naito.
That's going to be a really fucking good match. I've seen a little bit of Nato's work, and obviously Michael Elgin, every time he gets in that ring, he's one of the best professional wrestlers on the planet. So just really looking forward to I think these shows right here get Michael Elgin into New Japan. I think there's no doubt that Michael Elgin will be a New Japan Pro Wrestler after this.
Yeah, I mean, this should be I think this is going to be a great matchup. I think Naito is highly underrated with a lot of the people that watch New Japan, because you have the people talking about Okada and Nakamura and Tanahashi, but Naito, I think, can put on just as great matchups as those guys too. So should be good. You know, the powerhouse style of Michael Elgin with the high-flying style of Naito. We saw what Naito can do with AJ Styles at Wrestle Kingdom. So it'll be interesting to see what he does with Elgin. And as far as Elgin going into New Japan, I think this could be pivotal, especially with New Japan increasing the days for the G1 Climax. I wouldn't be surprised to see Michael Elgin possibly make his way into that tournament.
I think not only that, the fact that you put Elgin against Tanahashi as well on these shows, I think that's only solidifies it.
Yeah. I mean, when we heard that New Japan was going to be increasing the days for the G1 Climax, you kind of had to figure that Ring of Honor is definitely going to be a more pivotal part in that tournament than last year. So probably we're going to see more Ring of Honor guys in that tournament because they wouldn't increase the days just for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could definitely end up like, I don't even want to compare it to Bola. It's probably better than Bola, but they can probably start bringing guys from different promotions to their tournament. One thing I want to point out about Naito, like if you haven't seen Nato's work, one match that I really recommend people to watch is Naito versus Ishii. Both their matches, ridiculous. These guys went nuts in that match, and I'm pretty sure I can have Tom to co-sign me on that one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, without a doubt. I mean, yeah, Ishii can go in there with anybody and have a great match, but there was something interesting about that matchup, you know, the high-flying style of Naito going against, you know, the strong style of Ishii that just made for...
Which is basically Elgin. I don't know why I compare Elgin and
it was something
I always compare those guys.
Completely different.
I don't know why I compare Elgin to Ish. Like, I really want to see those two go at it. That's why I kind of mentioned Ishii about, because if they don't go Ishii, he can definitely go Elgin. It's going to be a good match, guaranteed. Trust me on that one.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Ishii and Elgin do kind of work similar styles. Ishii is a little bit more. He's pretty stiff. You know, I don't see Elgin doing, you know, the headbutts that he does, and he's more Americanized in the sense that he sells a lot more. But, you know, Elgin Elgin can put on great matches, as we've seen with him against, Davey Richards and all that. So, like I said, this is going to be a great match and definitely a proving point for Michael Elgin.
Definitely. All right, this next match, I'm actually shocked they actually booked this. Delirious is in action. Can you guys believe this?
I was kind of shocked when I saw that. I'm assuming it's kind of just like a comedy relief. So, I mean, do what you got to do. I'm glad we didn't get it.
Yeah, I mean, Delirious versus Ghetto, I think, New Japan and Ring of Honor know that their fans know that both of these guys are the bookers for the company. So it's probably going to be, some comedy in there, slow. But it adds some relief into the cards, which you need a little bit of that. So,
especially with the amount of action on this show, you definitely need a match like this.
Yeah, and I think it'll just be funny for people to see oh look, it's Booker versus Booker. Who's going to book themselves to go over?
That is a good question. I don't know, for some reason I feel like Delirious is going to win. Because of the Ring of Honor.
Delirious will go under.
I don't know, we'll see. Who cares, honestly? I'm not really big on that match myself. Next matchup. The Addiction versus the Kingdom versus the Young Bucks. That match is going to be nuts. And the question is are the ROH titles on the line?
I'm not sure.
I don't believe
some of the graphics say they're on, the titles are online. Some of them don't. And yet Daniels posted a graphic yesterday that didn't say the titles were on the line and said they were on the line. So I'm honestly so fucking confused at this point.
Yeah, I was under the impression that the titles weren't on the line in this matchup, but I could be wrong. Who knows? I guess we'll have to wait for the event to find out. But I think this should be a good tag team match. I'm not expecting anything, mind-blowing, just because we've seen these teams go against each other, so we kind of know what to expect. It's just going to be a typical triple threat ROH tag team match. But
it's going to be fun to watch.
Oh yeah, it's still going to be fun, still going to be good. I'm not expecting anything, mind blowing. It's just going to be what I think is the, typical Ring of Honor tag team match, which that's not a knock against them. It's just I'm not expecting anything more than that.
So you got the Addiction, Ring of Honor tag champs. You got the IWGP heavyweight champs. Heavyweight tag champs, and you got the former IWGP Junior champs, former Ring of Honor champs in this match. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be good.
I think this is a way for the Addiction to lose without being pinned. I think this is where they're going with this.
Yeah, since
Possibly.
the Addiction started, since the Addictions that story that they're part with Chris Sabin.
And the question is, do we see Sabin get involved in any of these matches? You got to keep that in mind as well.
Right. That is a good point. Next match, Jay Lethal versus Watanabe. I feel like I've seen this match.
Yeah, I think when they might have done it last year at when did they do it at Global Wars last year? I don't know. We haven't seen Watanabe in quite a while. He was, kind of moving up in Ring of Honor, and then without notice, he kind of just disappeared, and now he's coming back. So this should be it should be fine. Nothing wrong right now. they're shaping Watanabe up to be the future of New Japan, so that's why he's, making his rounds here in America. But we just haven't seen enough from him to really see any promise or anything special in the guy. That could change at any time, but just right now, there's nothing really that makes the guy stand out.
Yeah, not to shit on Watanabe, but all I know when he was in Ring of Honor, he was tagging it with like Caprice Coleman. He was kind of like a jobber. So
yeah,
it's like
I'm gonna cut you guys off here, and I'm gonna say maybe his Ring of Honor work isn't that great, but I highly recommend checking out his Smash Wrestling work. Some of the best stuff I've seen. I really enjoy his work at Smash Wrestling. Smash on Demand, $7.49 a month. Check it out.
Oh, don't get us wrong. We know he can wrestle. It's just that, like, how Ring of Honor uses him, they use him like a jobber. So I don't know
they
why
really
they booked him against Jay Lethal.
Don't even get me started on Ring of Honor's booking in the mid-card division. Please don't.
I mean, I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't think Jay should be going against him night one at all. But it is what it is. It's happening, so fuck it. Lethal's definitely going over. This next match, I'm pretty sure we'll be talking about this for a minute. AJ Styles against a mystery opponent. Now, me and Matt were on Xbox Live, and when we saw Ring of Honor's website and Adam Cole's name was there, we checked later, and it's a question mark. The next day, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, night 2, Adam Cole is booked. So, what I think about it, they fucked up. And now, since they fucked up, they're not going to put Adam Cole in that mystery because he can't be mystery no more because he's already booked. So now I think that mystery opponent is Samoa Joe. That's just me. I don't know what you guys think.
I still think it's going to be Adam Cole. I think we're going to see a rematch of All-Star Extravaganza 6, I believe it was, the show I got to attend, and what a fucking match it was. So lucky Philadelphia that they're going to get that again. If it is Samoa Joe, I'd be down for that as well. Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles, kind of throwback to TNA.
What about you, Tom?
Yeah, this is, probably, I think it's going to be Adam Cole. I think we kind of know it. This is going to be his return. I mean, he's booked on some of the other shows, so I think it's going to be Adam Cole with this. But, in today's society, you got to be careful with what you're posting to your website and what you're posting to Twitter. If you're saying, okay, it's going to be blah, blah, blah versus a mystery opponent, you can't have something ready where it's going to be that, that mystery opponent revealed, because it could happen, and obviously people make mistakes. So if it is Adam Cole, it should be a good match. The thing about it is, you bring back Adam Cole, and then the first match he comes back, you have him lose, because I don't think AJ Styles would lose to Adam Cole right now. So that's something I worry about.
If it's not, who do you think it is? If it's not Cole, do you have a second choice on who you think it is? Because for some reason, I really think it's Joe, because they already fucked up and they booked him the next night, showing that he's going to be in that match, which we'll talk about in a minute. Why would they do that? If he's a mystery,
I don't know. Honestly, I can't think of a reason why they would try and do that, or why they would do that.
Because I'm pretty sure people saw it, because I'm one of the people that tweeted Ring of Honor saying, thank you for Adam Cole. So people saw it. Trust me, people saw it. Me and Matt, pretty sure we're not the only people that saw it.
Yeah, somebody screenshotted it actually and put it on Twitter, and it got a lot of retweets. So I'm sure Ring of Honor knew what they did. They probably don't give a fuck either. This is the same company that gave us BJ Whitmer as a surprise for the decade. So
yeah,
that's your boy.
I don't think it's Joe, just for the fact that, that would be, it could work in the sense that you could have AJ Styles beat Samoa Joe, and it would be something, unexpected, and it would be a great match to have on the show. I don't know. I just have this feeling that it's going to be Adam Cole, and we're going to think, okay, it might be Joe, and it's just going to be Adam Cole.
Baby.
I mean, I wouldn't be upset if it was.
No.
Adam Cole, but Cole or Joe, just like Matt said, it doesn't matter. It's gonna be a good match regardless. They're not gonna put a bum in a match with AJ Styles. So
no.
Next day, this is actually night 2 of War of the Worlds. I think this show is probably booked way better, in my opinion. Roderick Strong and Tanahashi, 1-on-1. I really think this is going to be a good matchup. And I believe Roderick Strong and Tanahashi have worked together in the past.
Yeah, Roddy was saying something about that on his Instagram. So I'm really looking forward to this match personally. Obviously, big star in New Japan, Tanahashi. And then you have probably the man who represents Ring of Honor more than anybody in the company, I would say, right now, Roderick Strong. It's going to be a great match.
Yeah, I'm expecting it to be a great match, I was very, very surprised to see Tanahashi in a singles match on night 2. I was expecting him to be in tag matches on both nights. But I think New Japan knows that Roderick Strong is like the go-to guy when when they do these shows and you want to have a veteran like Tanahashi go against somebody, and they know they can trust Roderick Strong, and they know he's a safe worker and he can put on a good match as well. So not surprising to see him going against Tanahashi. Like I said, should be a great match. Looking forward to it.
Just like Roderick Strong calls himself Mr. ROH/elite. He's elite, damn it. Elite athlete. Roderick Strong, Tanahashi's fucking elite too. So it's going to be 2 elite wrestlers going at it. And it's going to be one hell of a match. I can't wait. If I miss the shit, I'm definitely going to watch it when I get home. But it's going to be
it's not on iPay-per-view. The only show that's on iPay-per-view out of all 4 of these shows is Global Wars Night 1.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand that one as well. Like, why just night 1? Why not put night 2 up there too?
Just put all of them up there. Put all the shits up there. It's fucking Ring of Honor, New Japan.
I don't know about the World of Worlds, but you got to have those up before the Global Wars Night 1 iPay-per-view, or else it's just like a big fail.
Yeah. Well, I know I'm going to watch these shits regardless, somehow, some way. So, let's go ahead and move on.
I think Ring of Honor, somebody tweeted Ring of Honor and said, well, how am I going to be able to watch these shows? And they said, it's going to be VOD. And they said they wanted to get the VODs up as quick as possible. So they said they were trying to get each show up 24 to 48 hours after the show aired, which I don't know how realistic that is, especially with how many shows they're going to be running in a row. I don't know. We'll have to see. Like I said, when they did Supercard of Honor, which was supposed to be one of the biggest shows over WrestleMania, the VOD didn't come up until the Tuesday after it aired. So you kind of have to wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Definitely, guys. Next match, The Addiction going against Okada and Gato. Not too hyped on this match, to be honest with you. But
yeah, it's gonna be an okay matchup. I think it's weird because Okada's in 2 tag matches, and he's supposed to be, the young, healthy guy. He hasn't had the injuries that Nakamura and Tanahashi had. And
plus, he's the chosen one over there in New Japan.
Yeah, and he's a guy that, he's 27, 28 years old. He's not even at the prime of his career yet, so you would want a guy like that, excuse me, to go out into singles matches and, mix it up with some guys. But, it's going to be a fine tag match. I don't expect it to be too good. I don't expect it to be bad. It's just kind of there.
Matt, you want to share your thoughts?
I'm looking forward to it. Okada and Gato against the Addiction, it was?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it in a sense of seeing Okada take on Daniels and Kazarian. I wish Gato wasn't involved, but I get the whole chaos ordeal. Are the titles on the line?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, then it's obvious who's going over here. I think the Addiction's going to take a lot of losses on these shows.
Yeah, and if you think about it like that, it's like, well, why did you put the belts on them if you're going to have them go into these? These are big shows. These are important shows, and you go into them and you have them lose. Like that's a WWE style booking.
I don't know. I think after Red Dragon lost the titles, it's like they don't care about the titles right now. But we'll see how the match goes on. Now, this next match, I'm surprised this person is actually on this card. Adam Page against Watanabe. I know Adam Page has been ranting lately by ACH, being the future or whatnot and getting certain opportunities. But I know me and Matt had this conversation the other day. I'm really shocked that Page is a part of this.
Me too, especially because ACH isn't on the War of the Worlds card. He's not on any of the shows, and you put Adam Page in it. It's nothing against Adam Page, but if you ask people who they would rather see, Adam Page or ACH, 9 times out of 10, they're going to say ACH. This match is honestly one of the few matches on both of these shows that I don't really care about. It's just kind of like there, It'll be an okay matchup, just like I think it's just going to be a typical wrestling match. Nothing special. Nothing really adding to the match.
What if this is Adam Page's breakout match though?
I don't think it will be because it is against Watanabe. I think if they put Adam Page against somebody more seasoned in New Japan, then I could say yes. But when you put him against Watanabe, who is still kind of like, I don't want to say learning because he's been wrestling for a little bit, but he's still a little bit green. You can't really have a breakout match with somebody who's at the experience level of Watanabe.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, just like Tom said, I don't know if Watanabe is a guy, that's going to help Page get his breakout match. If they pick somebody else, that's part of this, that's basically a part of the cards, it probably would have been a different story. Because I think Adam Page is good. He's a great heel. I like his new attitude in Ring of Honor because at first nobody gave 2 shits about Adam Page. No disrespect. But him as a heel is different. And we already know him and ACH, their feud is from I remember when ACH was on Eyes on the Ring, he said a little bit of that is real. Like, they really don't really fuck with each other. I don't know if he was playing the role on Eyes on the Ring, but who knows. But we'll see. Paige Watanabe, definitely going down. Next match, Michael Elgin against Kushida, another seasoned veteran in New Japan that Elgin's going to be in a match with.
Yeah, and another high flyer. I think, I'm looking at both of the matches from the War of the Worlds card, and it makes sense to put Elgin against two high flyers in the sense that when you do that, it shows a lot of Michael Elgin's strength, which is his power and, his power bombs and all his power moves. And when you do that against, guys like Naito and Kushida who could take those crazy bumps and can be, caught off the top rope, et cetera, it definitely elevates Michael Elgin, because if you put him against somebody, I would say, if you would put him against like a Tanahashi, you wouldn't get to see as much of his power. But when you put him against the smaller guys, it definitely shows his strengths more and kind of hides a little bit of his weaknesses in the ring.
Yeah. I would agree there. Elgin Kushida is going to be a really good match. I'm really excited, and like Tom was talking about there, what's the word? It makes Elgin's strength shine. So it's going to be a really good match. Really looking forward to both of those matches on War of the Worlds.
Yeah. Let's see what Elgin could do. I mean, just like Tom said, going against guys like Naito and Kushida is definitely going to get the guys
and I don't know about,
eyes open.
I don't know about you guys, but ever since Elgin turned heel, I think his promo work has gotten better. I think his in-ring work has gotten a little bit better as well. I think Michael Elgin's just coming together after just kind of having a little bit of a realization of what he needs to be.
I can agree with that.
Kind of. I don't think his in-ring work has gotten better in a sense.
I think his in-ring work is the same.
Yeah, I look back to his peak, I think, in the ring around that 2012, 2013, starting off, of course, in 2012 when he had that match against Davey Richards at Showdown in the Sun. That was his breakout match. And then I think for a while in Ring of Honor and PWG, he was putting on his best matches. And then he kind of just started, I don't want to say sliding off, but he would just put on kind of like the same stuff for a while. But I can see how this heel turn has, it's something different. I think much like Roderick Strong, I think Elgin and Strong are guys that they can get better with promos, but there's a certain limit as to how good they can be. They're not going to be as strong as some of the other guys. They're not going to be, I think, as strong as a guy like Bobby Fish or Jay Briscoe, because, those are two of the best promo guys in Ring of Honor. I don't think they'll ever get to that level, but I can say that Elgin has been getting better promos.
I guess we have to agree to disagree on that one, no? I mean, but just like I said, New Japan's eyes are going to be wide open on every match, guaranteed. He's booked with some of the best wrestlers in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Next match, I believe this is a 4-way. Jay Lethal against Nakamura against Mark Briscoe against the Thunderliger.
This is a very weirdly booked match. This is the last kind of style match I was expecting on these shows. Not saying it's going to be a bad match or anything, but very, very weird.
Yeah, especially, I think putting them in a 4-way kind of helps Liger and Nakamura. They don't have to do as much in the match. They can kind of have their spots do their signature stuff. I think while Jay Lethal and Mark Briscoe take most of the
I think Lethal's going to be the hard worker in this match.
Yeah. I would put Mark Briscoe up there too. I think he's going to be doing a lot of stuff in that match. But yeah, it's very kind of oddly booked, but who knows how the match can turn out. It's, like I said, all four guys are great and can put on great single or tag matches.
And again, is the championship on the line?
Nah, I don't see nothing. It isn't nothing about no title.
Yeah, I think it's non-title. But I think this is going to be one of the matches where, Jay Lethal has to go over. I think even if it's non-title or a title match, I think having Jay Lethal, imagine Jay Lethal pinning, I think he might pin Jushin Liger because they did have that match at Supercard of Honor, so he already has a victory over him. Or he could pin Mark Briscoe. I don't see Nakamura getting pinned in this match, but I don't see him winning it. But very interesting. Very interesting.
Lethal's definitely got to go over. Probably the best champ in the Ring of Honor, my opinion. So, next match, my boy, my dog, Kyle O'Reilly going against Naito.
This is definitely, in my opinion, going to be match of the night. Probably maybe best match out of both of the cards that we were talking about. Kyle O'Reilly, one of the best in-ring workers over here in North America.
Hands down.
Yeah, without a doubt. And you put him in there with a guy like Naito, who we were just talking about. I think can go in there with just about anybody and put on some great stuff. It's gonna be fun to see the mix of Kyle O'Reilly's technical stuff and Nato's high thing. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be nuts.
It's gonna be fun to watch Kyle in some singles action because usually you see him with Bobby, tagging up, and it's gonna be fun watching Kyle O'Reilly. It's always fun watching Kyle O'Reilly in the singles matches. I believe he's one of the best.
It's also gonna be very interesting to see Bobby Fish in the main event.
I was gonna say I believe he's one of the best technical wrestlers in the game today, besides my boy Zack Sabre Jr.
I agree.
Oh yeah.
And they're both from Team Suplex, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. But go ahead. Say what you gonna say, Matt.
It's crazy to see that Bobby Fish is going to be challenging for the Ring of Honor World Title as well.
Oh yeah, I was definitely gonna get to that too. I was shocked about that. I'm like, what the hell are you guys doing, ROH? You serious, sir? They're like, hey, here you go. To be honest with you, let's go talk about that match now. I don't think they knew what they were gonna do. To be honest with you, like with Bobby Fish, it was like or Jay. They were like, let's throw them together. So hey, this is what we get. Bobby Fish and Jay Briscoe. The match is gonna be okay. It's not gonna be like getting you out your feet. No disrespect to Bobby, but he's not exciting as Kyle is. And I'm not a big Jay Briscoe fan, so I'm not going to put him over right now. So,
definitely very interesting that they're going with Jay Briscoe versus Bobby Fish for the title. I think it's you put O'Reilly against Naito, and I think you have to do something with Bobby Fish. So they kind of just said, all right, we're going to put him in the title match, which nothing against Bobby Fish. I think he's underrated as far as in-ring work goes. I think, he can do great in singles matches. But when they're going to do a title match on a show like this seems like a match that would be on one of Ring of Honor's house shows that they do in between big shows. it doesn't seem like a matchup that would be fitting for a big show like this. But it should still be a good match. I think both of these guys have been in the ring with each other enough to kind of know each other, and I think they'll pull out a good match.
The only reason I'm going to defend this is Bobby Fish is a former Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion. Got screwed out of the title. Kyle O'Reilly's going to be doing something else. And then Bobby Fish was the last guy to pin Jay Briscoe. That's what he's been challenging for quite some time.
Yeah. It makes sense.
We gotta put Adam Cole back in the scene first before he gets a title shot. He can't just come back and get a title shot. You gotta at least do something with him first.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's still going to be, like I said, a good match. I think a lot of people underrate Bobby Fish's in-ring work just because of how good Kyle O'Reilly is. They kind of forget that Bobby's good. Bobby's
definitely good. I'm not saying he's not good. Bobby's definitely good, though. It's just Kyle's my boy over him before. I mean, I've seen Bobby in the singles matches too at PWG, so I know he can, wrestle too. Not saying Bobby's bad, so I never said that. But we'll see how these two work. I mean, these guys have worked together in tag team matches, so I'm pretty sure they can gel well together.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's go ahead. Yeah. Now, the next match, this match is probably the main event. You got the best tag team in the world, the Young Bucks, teaming up with, arguably, you can argue if he's the best wrestler in the world, or maybe number 2, AJ Styles. He actually was wrestling as number 2 wrestler of the year. You got basically that's Bullet Club. They team up with Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. And guess who's back, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, yeah, he's back. Suck my dick! Adam Cole, baby.
It's good to see him back. That's all I got to say.
Oh, it's definitely good to see him back. I'm ready to see him come back and do his thing. I feel like the Kingdom needs to win this. I don't know how. If they win, one of the Bucks have to get pinned. And after that, you get the momentum going for Cole. After that, somehow, after they're done with Global Wars, and you get him back in the picture scene for the title. And Adam Cole needs to get that title back because Jay Briscoe is very stale to me. I know we had this conversation. He might be good in promos, but when it comes to ring work, not my type of tea. That's not my cup of tea. Adam Cole, he's the full package. He's got it all. He's got the mic work. He can do it inside the ring. Adam Cole's that guy. He's your guy, Ring of Honor. If you guys really want people to really, praise your champ, that's the guy, Adam Cole.
Yeah, this I think it's going to be a good 6-man. Ring of Honor very rarely has a bad 6-man tag, and all these guys can go in there. They know each other well, so they can go in there, have a good match. As far as Adam Cole being champ, I don't think he should be for a while. I think right now, if you're going to be putting the champ on somebody, I think it has to be Jay Lethal. We've seen Adam Cole as champ already. I think it is Jay Lethal's time as Ring of Honor World Champ. Eventually going down the road for a Jay Lethal Adam Cole feud, but that's later.
We can do that too. I'm with that. As long as it's not Jay Briscoe.
But it could be typical big six-man tag, you know. I'm definitely surprised no Anderson or Gallows on the show.
I'm so happy that Toronto got them this year. We got the shit end of the stick last year.
Yeah, man. Did you want to share some thoughts on that matchup, Matt? Or
it's going to be a fantastic match. I don't know. I don't know who's going to go over, but the winners in that match, the fans. Done.
I don't know if you heard what I said. If you really want the Kingdom to go over, have Cole pin one of the Bucks. If you really don't want to pin Styles.
Yeah, you could do that.
Because we know how AJ Styles is. No Barry to you, Styles. I fuck with you, bro. But that's how it's looking for night 2, ladies and gentlemen, of War of the Worlds. And shout out to the guy across the street mowing the lawn while I'm doing the show.
What?
Yeah, he just started mowing the lawn while I'm in the middle of this damn show.
Motherfucker.
Let's take a quick break. Then we'll be back with some Global Wars talk. I just had to play this commercial.
All you have to do is believe! Ladies and gentlemen, this is Drew Gulak, and you are listening to Wrestling Heads Podcast.
And we are back. Sorry about that.
Huge, you fucked up. You fucked up.
What'd I do?
You were gonna play another commercial. Come on. I know.
No. I was waiting for my dad to close his damn garage. So he wanted to take the guy mowing the lawn.
Super Dragon.
Clap.
Hey, all I had to do was say this. My dad, he did
best for business.
by closing the garage.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. We can need him. Oscar was hot right about now. He hates those sounds.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, let's go and talk about the show that my boy Matt will be at, Global War. How about your boy Moose? Moose is in the show. What the hell is going on? Shout out to Moose.
Moose.
And Moose will be tagging up against Silas Young and Watanabe.
The weirdest tag match ever, but I'm with it.
I was just going to say, like, I saw this matchup and I was like, what the fuck is this matchup? You have Silas Young, a real man, going against the young, teaming up with the young boy Watanabe, going against Moose and Ghetto. That, alright, right there tells you that was randomly fucking booked. I think they just, like, drew names out of a hat. And they're like, alright, you guys are teaming up, you guys are going against these guys.
I think it was a big deal for my boy Moose, though. Moose was going to show off like a motherfucker.
Yeah. It's good to see Silas Young getting back. I think Silas Young should definitely get a big, big push. You know, we've been talking about guys to take the TV title off of Jay Lethal if he was going to go for the world title. Kyle O'Reilly's name is definitely probably at the top of our list. But another guy I wouldn't mind seeing win that TV title is Silas Young. I think if they book him right and they build him up as the next big thing, he could be a credible TV champ.
I think Silas Young got to get back you know, in the scene, get some good matches, get a good feud going, and then we could talk some TV title matches with him, because I know he's been MIA with his injury, but he can't just come in there, you know, because it kind of sucks with Ring of Honor right now. They got rid of a lot of guys who I think were TV title contenders. Like Tommaso Ciampa was one of those guys. I'm very upset that he's not in the company no more. But that's a different story from the day. Next match. So you got Alex Shelley's former tag team partner, Chris Sabin, going against his current tag team partner.
Yeah, this is going to be a good matchup. I think Sabin and Kushida, their styles are going to mesh really well. Both experienced veterans in the business. It's funny, somebody on Twitter posted that the stipulation for this match is that the winner gets the right to be Alex Shelley's tag team partner from here on out.
Matt, you want to share thoughts on that? Because I know you're a big Chris Sabin fan.
I'm really excited to see Chris Sabin and Ring of Honor. These two are going to have a fantastic match, I think. Not the match I was exactly expecting, but I'm not complaining whatsoever. Sabin's obviously going to be playing the heel. Kushida is the babyface, so I'm assuming Sabin's going to go over, but really going to be a good match.
So you got a Motor City going against a Time Splitter. It's going to be a good one. Motor City versus Time Splitters. Very interesting match. This match might be one of the best matches of the night for you on your freaking feet. Another match, Jay Lethal versus Naito. Was getting very well.
He cutting in and out for just me?
Did you hear me? I said Naito is getting booked very well.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there.
Yeah.
Him and Lethal are going to kill it.
I think when they announced that Naito was going to be coming, you had to figure, like I said, he's not as old as Nakamura or Tanahashi. I think he's like 32, 33, so he's still kind of getting up there into the prime of his career. And he's a guy that can go out there, have a good match with anybody. So I was really happy that Ring of Honor New Japan decided to bring him over. Obviously, I think there was other guys that I would have liked to see, and a bunch of fans would have liked to see, but I already ranted on that too many times. But night one, Naito against Jay Lethal, that is going to be something crazy. And that's going to be for the ROH World TV Championship. But, see, that's one thing that I don't like is when you put the title on the line is, Jay Lethal is going to be going over, but, how does that make Naito look?
I don't think the TV title's on the line.
It is. I'm reading that the title's on the line.
Well, hey. I mean, the match is going to be good regardless. I mean, both of these guys, they definitely have similar. They're kind of similar a little bit, minus Naito, getting on the top rope slot.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun match to watch, though. Because I believe Lethal is definitely one of the best in the world, hands down. And I don't know. Now that I'm looking at this card, I can definitely say that Global Wars Night 1 is definitely looking well. Michael Elgin versus Tanahashi. Like I said, Elgin's New Japan, all eyes is on you for all 4 shows.
Oh, yeah. Michael Elgin obviously getting some big matchups. Him versus Tanahashi. See, that's, because for weeks now we were talking about, Tanahashi and how, he's been feeling physically and the reports coming out that he's been banged up. And then you see them putting him in a match against Elgin, who, you know, is throwing down slams and power bombs and all these different things, and especially against a guy like Tanahashi, where, you know, a lot of Michael Elgin's moves involve, you know, slamming guys straight on their back, and that's been one of Tanahashi's big problems health-wise. So it's very, very interesting, especially, like I said, how easy he's been taking it. Even over in New Japan, he's been just working with Toriano, who's, you know, a comedy character. So, you know, he hasn't been doing much, you know, in-ring-wise. So it's very, very interesting to see them put this matchup together. I don't know if it's, you know, Tanahashi saying that he can go and he can do it and he's going to work through the pain. I wouldn't like to see him get injured any further than maybe he possibly is. But, you know, I think Tanahashi is a smart guy. He knows what he's doing. But this should be a great matchup.
Yeah. Another match that I'm definitely proud to see. Cedric Alexander is getting the shot to be a part of these shows. And he's going against Okada. Him and ACH, brothers will get some chances out here.
Yeah, I was really excited when I saw this. I was like, you know, just like you said, finally, Cedric Alexander getting a shot against, you know, the number one contender for the IWGP Heavyweight title. Big matchup for Cedric Alexander. And I think, you know, we know Cedric can put on good matches, but I think this is the match that really kind of sends him forward going into Ring of Honor. I mean, you go in there against Okada, and these two can have a damn great match. If they're given enough time, these two can put on a damn good match.
Definitely. I agree with you on this, because this is kind of like Global Wars and Wars of the Worlds is basically like pay-per-views for both promotions on, like, the wrestlers. Like, they can show their company, like, look, I can do this, like, push me. Like, this is Cedric's chance right here for Ring of Honor. Actually, probably put him in maybe a TV title contendership, or maybe even the Ring of Honor championship contendership. These guys, like Cedric and Okada, are definitely it's going to be one hell of a match. Matt, your thoughts?
Dude, I'm so excited. When this match was originally booked and the whole Roddy Cedric storyline stopped it from happening, I was kind of disappointed. And now I get to see it live. I'm freaking, oh man, I'm so stoked.
Yeah, and it's good. It's good to see Okada getting into some one-on-one matchups. I think we didn't get to see that last year because at Global Wars, you know, he teamed up with Ghetto, and then at War of the Worlds, he was in that triple threat match for the ROH World title. But you know, we didn't really get to see what he can do in one-on-one matches. So that's what I'm looking forward to as well.
Definitely, man. Next match that's also booked, we get the Ring of Honor All-Stars, which has Hanson. My boy Hanson is getting a part of this. I love it. Riding strong. You also got the War Machines. You got the War Machines, you got the Briscoes, and you got Riding Strong. Going against the Bullet Club, which is the Young Bucks, Carl Anderson, and AJ Styles. That's going to be a good match. So you get the Ring of Honor champ, you get the IWGP champ, and basically they're soldiers going at it.
I don't even know where to begin with this match. It's going to be freaking awesome.
Man, bodies going to be everywhere. Let the bodies hit the floor.
How about you, Tom?
So still online is the question. Tom is there, but he's not saying nothing.
Tom's dead.
You know, I was shocked when they announced a 10-man tag going into this event. You know, it's going to be awesome. You know, you have all those guys that can work well together. I can't wait to see the different matchups and different styles going into there. It's gonna be absolutely nuts. I was actually, like I said, I was really shocked when they announced this big matchup.
It's gonna be awesome, and I'm glad to see see War Machine getting booked.
Oh yeah.
Another match that's booked. This is gonna be another fun match to watch. You got RPG Vice, the IWGP Tag Champs, going against the Addiction, going against a decade of Adam Page and BJ Whitmer and Red Dragon. The book, man. The book is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, it's going to be crazy. Yeah, you know, I'll say it now. I was really disappointed that RPG Vice wasn't on War of the Worlds. You know, the Philly crowd doesn't get to see RPG Vice. They don't get to see Gallows and Anderson. But, you know, I think they're just building up Global Wars. It's a bigger show, so it makes sense. But this match, it's going to be fast-paced. You know, they're going to be flying all over the place. And I'm predicting that RPG Vice is going to take the victory here. I think Ring of Honor and New Japan are really high on Rocky Romero and Beretta.
Yeah,
Wouldn't surprise me at all to see the same scenario happen.
Yeah, definitely. Just like Tom said, like New Japan and Ring of Honor are definitely loving that tag team. And I don't know when these guys, you know, met up with each other and said, let's start a tag.
Me personally, I absolutely freaking love the team of RPG Vice. It's something so fresh, you know, and I was worried what New Japan and Ring of Honor, even Ring of Honor, was going to do with Rocky Romero after Alex Kozlov decided to take a sabbatical. But, you know, putting Beretta with him, I think, was the best decision that they could have made. It's such a brand new, fresh team added to both companies, and it creates so many brand new matchups. And, you know, it also allows, you know, a guy like Beretta to do singles matches once in a while. And I can't wait to see that as well.
To be honest with you, if Alex Kozlov was to come back, I don't think you can break up RPG Vice. Like, this is fresh and this is going well. Like, I think
Forever Hooligans were good for a while, but they were just kind of like, I don't want to say stale, but they didn't really have anything going for them. I think Rocky really needed a brand new tag partner, and Beretta, like I said, was like the perfect tag partner for that.
Yeah. Next match, you got Liger and Seidel going against the Kingdom, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett.
Very interesting team here. Liger and Seidel. Kingdom obviously going over here. I assume they're going to use Seidel as the man to get pinned, but really interesting teaming again once again from Seidel and Liger. Going to be interesting.
Yeah. It was funny because somebody on Twitter, and I thought of this too when I saw this team, you have Jushin Liger, the guy who invented the shooting star press, going against Matt Seidel, who arguably pulls out one of the best shooting star presses we've ever seen. So that's a very interesting tag team there. Obviously, Jushin Liger can't do a shooting star press anymore, but it should be a fun tag match.
Definitely. fun. But this matchup that I'm going to announce, all to say is Ring of Japan when they I'm gonna
Skits, you were breaking up there. What were you saying?
I said next match you got ACH going against Nakamura.
Oh, this was the first match announced for the second night, or I believe, or the first night. I'm not too sure which one it was, but either way, this was the first match. Okay, yeah, this was the first match announced in general. I remember waking up and seeing this. I was like, holy shit, that's a way to start off match announcements.
Dude, this is ACH in book in this matchup. This is probably one of the biggest matches of his career, hands down.
I'd agree with that.
Without a doubt. This match is going to be nuts. I like to think of it. I don't think it's going to be as good as this matchup I'm going to compare it to, but it's going to remind me a lot of the Ibushi-Nakamura match, where it's going to be Nakamura trying to stop ACH's high flying. There's probably going to be a little bit of comedy thrown into here, which works, but it's going to be nuts. It's going to be absolutely insane, you know. And everybody was just like bowing down to Ring of Honor. They're like, thank you so much. This is going to be fucking crazy. And thank God this is going to be an iPay-per-view for all of us to see.
Ibushi Nakamura match. You definitely need to go watch that now, because the emotion, you understand where I'm coming from.
Skits, you're breaking up quite a bit, man.
I'm good now.
No, you're still breaking up there, buddy. I don't know if it's just me. Tom, you want to verify?
Yeah, you're getting a little bit laggy on my end, but I was, like I said, I'm looking at this night one card, and so many great opportunities for the Ring of Honor guys: ACH, Cedric Alexander, Michael Elgin. This card is just, I think it's great. I think this might be the best card so far, just because of the different matchups. This might be the best card out of any Ring of Honor New Japan joint show that they've done.
Definitely do it.
I couldn't agree more.
You guys
there.
good? You guys ready for?
Let's go to night two.
Yeah,
all right. How about this? We were just talking about Michael Elgin getting booked with everybody. How about him get booked against the Booker of New Japan, Gato, to really prove something?
Yeah, I was really surprised to see Geto in this one-on-one type matchup. You know, he's doing a one-on-one match against Delirious, but that makes more sense. But to put him against Elgin, you know, Geto isn't a full-time wrestler anymore. So to put him against Elgin, I thought was kind of a shock move to do. Should be, you know, I'm not expecting it to be a great match just because of, you know, Geto's age and all that, but it still should be good.
Yeah, I agree. It should be a decent match. Elgin will pull something out. I'm sure it's not going to be like a 25-minute match, but it'll be probably about 10 minutes or so, and he'll get shit in, so that's all that matters.
Get your shit in. The next match, you got Kushida. You might have to correct me on this guy's last name. Going against Will Ferrara.
Bum-ass
Will Ferrara.
Will Ferrara?
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with Ferrara.
Yeah, you know, he was a guy, I think he was in the Top Prospect tournament
not the latest one, but the one I think before that. Still a young guy, still a little green. I'm surprised they put him on this card against Kushida. But this could be a breakout match for Will. Kushida's a guy, experienced high flyer, experienced guy in the juniors division over in New Japan. So Will Ferrara definitely has something to prove in this matchup.
I'm not a big fan of Will Ferrara being booked in this position. I feel like you could put a few other people in
somebody
the position.
better.
Yeah, we saw Adam Page face Kushida at All-Star Extravaganza.
You could put Adam Page right there.
Yeah, you could. But I was saying you had him face Kushida before at All-Star Extravaganza. It didn't do much for him, so I don't think it's going to do much for Will Ferrara. Excuse me.
All right, let's move on. I'm going to let you take this one because I know you got pretty hyped on this one with Lager next match.
Oh, man. This is going to be the match of matches, folks. The Party Peacock Dalton Castle against Jushin Thunder Liger. Is there a match that can even sell you more?
I was so damn pumped when I saw this matchup. So fucking happy to see Dalton Castle booked on even just one of these shows. Guy is so fucking entertaining. I mean, Ring of Honor needs to hang on to this guy as long as possible. He is so funny and entertaining.
Dalton Castle might be a guy that you might see in the TV title contendership.
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, it's going to be probably a lot of comedy in this matchup, but you need something like that. But definitely going to be such a fun matchup to see. And that I know the Toronto crowd's going to go nuts for Dalton Castle.
And one of them is actually on WH Radio right now.
Hello.
We have a rematch at the Wars, and you get to see the match. You get to see the Kingdom going against the Bullet Club. Question is, are the titles on the line?
See? This is a big question mark with a lot of the matches on these cards.
Yeah,
I think they should put the titles on the line. They shouldn't have an issue in putting titles on the line because both these guys are New Japan guys too, so.
Yeah. I don't know. It's really weird that they haven't announced whether the titles are going to be online or not. But it should be a okay matchup. I wasn't a big fan of their match in New Japan. I thought it was pretty boring. And I don't like that the center of this feud is revolving around Carl Anderson humping Maria and wanting Maria. I don't like that. I'm not really digging this feud. I didn't really like their matchup, but it should still be okay.
It basically made the book look like a joke. He was freaking Maria, like, chill. Like, what's going on? This is not Bullet Club, like.
I don't, like I said, and I mentioned this when we, did our review of the last New Japan show. Why, this is WWE style booking, where the storyline is about a hot chick with a big ass. And, one of the guys is, I humping Maria, and it's costing him the matchup. That's WWE style booking, and that's not what we want to see from Ring of Honor and New Japan.
Especially New Japan. It came in a New Japan ring, so you feel me? Like, that's not some New Japan type of shit. That's some. Ring of Honor?
I don't get
like a Ring of Honor show?
I don't get
but
why
not
they
a
do.
New Japan show.
Go ahead.
But hopefully they don't pull that bullshit off at Global Wars, and they don't want, Matt to test off or some bullshit like that.
I think they will be. I think it's going to be a distraction.
Hold on. Can I throw something in? You just blame Carl Anderson for being distracted by that amazing ass? I mean, Mike Bennett is a lucky son of a bitch.
Well, listen, we all know.
You don't see motherfuckers going crazy over fucking Italia.
Well,
listen, we all know Maria is hot as hell. We all know this. But Carl Anderson, his whole character is a guy that drinks beer and doesn't give a fuck. But now you're turning it into Carl Anderson now can't control himself because he sees a girl with a big ass.
Fair enough.
I don't know what New Japan. I know that's investing in shit on New Japan Pro Wrestling, basically shooting at the guys from WWE and TNA, saying you motherfuckers can't do this shit. What I'm doing, you can't cut. You guys wish you guys can.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's pretty cool out there. But we'll see what happens. Next match, this match is exciting match is going to happen. You got Seidel and ACH teaming up, going against Naito and Johnson. Naito. I don't know. I can't remember Naito and
Yeah, Skip, you keep still cutting in and out a little bit, but for those of you that didn't hear, it's going to be ACH and Matt Sydal versus Tanahashi and Naito, tag team matchup. I think this is going to be fun, fast-paced matchup. Much like the rest of Tanahashi's tag matches that he's doing over these shows, I think Naito is going to take most of the work in the matchup and kind of do a hot tag to Tanahashi. Tanahashi is going to get his stuff in, but it's going to be fun.
He's going to hit that frog splash is the question.
I think so. I think he'll hit the high fly flow. I think in this matchup, Naito and Tanahashi might go over. I think we'll see him pull out the high fly flow a couple times over these shows. I wouldn't be surprised, but like I said, this is going to be a great match. Like I said, another opportunity for ACH. ACH getting in there with two of New Japan's top talents, and even though it's a tag match, that doesn't mean anything less. Matt, what do you think about the matchup?
I'm really intrigued to see this matchup as well. ACH and Matt Sydal. I love the team of ACH and Matt Sydal. I would kind of wish they would have got a tag title push instead of the Addiction, but things happened. And then Naito and Tanahashi, going to be a really interesting tag team on that point. I love the random New Japan tag teams in this on these shows, I should say. Something very unique.
Crazy.
I think you're still cutting out there.
I agree with you on that. We wouldn't normally get to see, Okada and Nakamura teaming up and Naito and Tanahashi. So it's fun to see that. And who knows if we'll see it again. But liking these tag team matchups, some of them I don't really like. For the most part, a good amount of them, they're going to be good tag matches. So definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah. matchup between Nakamura and Roddy Strong.
This is going to be a hard-hitting matchup. There's going to be kicks. There's going to be knees. They're going to kick the shit out of each other. I think out of all the matchups on both cards, this might be the most, like, I don't want to say New Japan type match, but it is in the sense that it's probably going to be the most, like, hard-hitting. There's going to be chops. That strong style is definitely going to be evident in this matchup. So, should be a great match. Looking forward to it. Great to see Roddy go in there with Nakamura. Like I said, a match that I might not have thought of to book, but once you hear it, you're like, that's going to be a damn good match.
I'm totally with you, Tom. I wouldn't have normally, requested something like this, but now that it's booked, it's like, holy shit, it's going to be awesome.
Definitely, man. Definitely. But we'll definitely see what happens in that match. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a hell of a matchup with those two of the best wrestlers in the world, hands down. But let's move on. Next match, you got RPG Vice and Okada going against the Young Bucks and AJ Styles. That's going to be another match for night 2.
Yeah, this is I think this is going to be a great 6-man. You get the Young Bucks in there against RPG Vice. They're going to be doing a lot of high spots there. Young Bucks are going to be mixing it up with Okada. Beretta is going to be mixing it up with AJ Styles. This is going to be a great 6-man. Definitely looking forward to it. The question is, though, who goes over? Because you do have Okada in this matchup, number 1 contender for the IWGP Heavyweight title. And
yes, people are happy now. That's the
you
main
also
event.
have the Young Bucks, who are looking to kind of get revenge on RPG Vice for taking those IWGP Junior Tag titles.
You got to send the folks home happy.
That's a very good question. I really don't know which direction you go in, but I think I'm with Skits. I think the Bullet Club goes over there.
I wasn't saying the Bucks or AJ when I said to send the folks home happy. You got to go with the faces probably.
Really? I think Bullet Club will be more baby faces
honestly, it depends how the crowd goes too. I mean, because if you have the crowd saying Young Bucks, Young Bucks before the fucking show starts, you got to go with Bullet Club. And so you can go either way, to be honest with you. But we'll definitely see. But that is night 2 of Global Wars, ladies and gentlemen. Ring of Honor, War of the Worlds, and Global Wars is going down coming soon. Just be on the lookout for more information on Ring of Honor's Twitter and their website. But let's move on real quick. I got some Samoa Joe news. Remember how we were talking about Samoa Joe going to NXT? Soon. Now let's talk about him going in June, most likely.
Yeah, he's been he's been booked for some shows, and people were wondering. They're like, well, I thought April was when Samoa Joe was going to be done with the company, but I don't know. It's a very, very interesting scenario that's going on.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm not believing really anything anymore until WWE fully announces it after the last whole scenario. I don't know. I don't really think he's done with the independent scene, but we'll have to see firsthand in June.
Yeah, man. Just like Matt said, we'll have to see what happens because there's a lot of speculations on what's going to happen or whatnot, so we'll see. Evolve and Dragon Gate champion Drew Galloway will defend his Evolve title against Roderick Strong, Evolve 44, on May 31st in Long Island. So for all those Evolve fans, look out for Evolve 44.
Not only that, but making his debut on those shows is Speedball Mike Bailey for Evolve.
Gonna get to that. I see he's booked. I'm not sure if this is an actual match or this is just names. But we have Beth Busey's going to be there, Drew Gulak, Trevor Lee. Finally, you guys open your fucking eyes over there. Jesus. Like, Trevor Lee. Seeing that Trevor Lee Speedball Mike Bailey match. Chris Hero's going to be there, of course. Pereira. Tony Nese and Kale Kyle. So, what's going on? Mike Bailey, he's out here doing big things. I really think Gabe opened his eyes when he saw Mike Bailey, do some big things in PWG. His eyes when you see one guy go off at another promotion.
Yeah, and I think so far 2015 for Evolve has been, I think, such a strong year for them because after 2014, which I think was a down year for the company, they were doing a lot of mistakes, a lot of bad booking. A lot of unhappiness from the fans. I think 2015 they've really turned it around so far. And WrestleMania weekend was a big turning point, and then their last two pay-per-views, Evolve 41 and 42, which both got good reviews from people. Gabe seems to be going in a good direction with the company. And bringing in the talents that people want to see, it's definitely helping. And I think he's taking more of an eye on the guys that people are talking about more, like Mike Bailey and Trevor Lee, that people are just talking about constantly. And he's like, okay, well, we got to bring them in and we got to use these guys because they're getting so highly rated by a bunch of fans and promoters and all these different people. So it's good to see that, and I think Evolve's getting into a good position to set themselves up for success in the future.
Yeah. Definitely the company's been doing well to me. And when I went to go, when they had like Tommy in there, I definitely enjoyed it. I wish they would come more on the West Coast. That would be good to see, but it's more of an East Coast thing. Miami, New York type of thing. But yeah, I got some news on Daniel Bryan. We talked about D. Bryan a couple of times here on the show. It's looking like Daniel Bryan will be missing Payback also. So I don't think his injury is as bad as his first one. But that's just some news that some fans should know. With D. Bryan out, as we always say this, I know me and Matt. The guy that stepped up with Daniel Bryan was the last.
Sketch, you're cutting out at the end there. What did you say?
I said, with Daniel Bryan probably missing Payback, there's a guy that needs to step up. Who do you think that guy would be? I'm looking at Adrian Neville. If he's in post SmackDown Angle matches, Neville's the guy.
Possibly. I don't know. that whole Intercontinental, upper mid-card scene it's very weird how they're booking some of the guys up there. They're having this whole Dean Ambrose versus Luke Harper feud. Is that going to be, is that going to help push Dean Ambrose a little bit more? It's very interesting. And now adding, Daniel Bryan's injury into this whole thing is adding a little bit more into it. And it's, like I said, it's really interesting what they're going to do with this and where they're going to go going forward. Are they going to, push Barrett? Are they going to push Ambrose into that Intercontinental title scene? Yeah.
Sheamus is up there. There's a lot of guys. I mean, I would never work a post match. The guys that work post match, Cena, Bray Wyatt, Seth Rollins, York, those type of guys. And you're putting a guy that just came out of NXT, that is something.
Yeah.
To throw my 2 cents in here, and no Deshaun. I would like to see something different, and something different. I would like to see Dean Ambrose get some sort of spotlight. I think that would be something different. I don't think he's been really highlighted since being the United States champion. And how long ago was that?
Who knows? You're not with Neville, though?
Oh, I'm totally with Neville. I just think it's a little bit too soon.
It's never too soon to show us new talent as the people get used to them. We don't want them to end up like the Ascension.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to be booking Neville going forward. I think with Neville, they definitely have some hope for him going forward, but the question is, how far are they going to push the guy? Because no matter how Neville looks, Vince McMahon doesn't like small guys, no matter how you look. So that's definitely going to hold him back, but hopefully this is maybe the turning point in saying that, smaller guys, they should just get the same chances that the bigger guys get. But I don't know, Neville, it's going to be really interesting to see how he is booked going forward.
Yeah,
I agree.
I don't know whose call it was to have him in that bonus match at SmackDown, but we'll see.
I got one more thing just before we head off the air. NXT, what do you guys think about them booking a bunch of shows in different cities?
That's fine. According to Oscar, they're supposed to come to California, and I hear in L.A. I just hope they don't come Bolo weekend, because I'm picking Bolo over fucking NXT. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was really surprised that they, they're doing a show in Albany, Philly, and Pittsburgh, and then they're going back to Ohio, I believe. I'm surprised that they decided to go up to Albany just for the fact that that's not really a big place to get people into wrestling. I'm surprised that they didn't go into New York City or go close to New York City. There's a lot of places in between Albany and New York City if you didn't want to book in actual New York City, in Manhattan or whatever. So I'm surprised they decided to go that far north into New York. I'm kind of deciding on whether or not I should go to the Albany show or head down to Philly. But it's very interesting, and I don't like that they're going back to Ohio so quickly, because there's so many places that haven't gotten NXT yet, and they're already going back to Columbus and Cleveland. Like, you went there already. Why do you have to go back so quick?
I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I'm definitely with what you guys were saying there. I don't really understand it either. I kind of hope that, like, Toronto or something would get it before they would, but I guess not.
To me, I already have no problem with it, because if you really want to complain, you could tell other promotions to start coming down here, like Ring of Honor come to the West, like Evolve come to the West. You know, I would like to see those promotions come down this way, too, when they go to the same places all the time, too. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the same.
Ah, suck it. You just got WrestleMania weekend.
Ah, fuck you. At least you're getting Global Wars.
Oh, that's not the only big weekend I'm getting this summer. Bola, August 28th.
Come on down. 28, 29, and 30. We turning up, baby.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
Real quick before I go off air, I just want to throw out some of the tours that Global Force Wrestling is going to. Starting June 12th, they'll be in Jackson, Tennessee. June 13th, they'll be hitting up Knoxville, Tennessee. Are about to be on a tour. They'll be in Jacksonville for like 3 shows. They're going to be in Kentucky in like June 21st. They're even coming to Las Vegas the 24th. That's the same day as the PWG show. So my ass is, you know where I'll be. They're gonna, but they're also doing a show the same weekend as Bola, but this is gonna be in Richmond, Virginia. They're coming to Vegas again October 23rd. So they're like really doing like a tour. So Global Force really moves here too.
Yeah, you know, they announced their touring dates, but it's like we still don't know what they are. So it's like you can get excited, like people can get excited about it, but you don't know what it is. So what is there to get excited about?
Well, what I think it is, they're going to be, whatever city they go to, I think is whatever promotion that's close or near, maybe like whatever promotion territory, like maybe a top, like say for instance they go to Baltimore, it'll be like maybe they'll be working with Ring of Honor. Who knows? We don't know. That's a good question. It's still the big mystery. We know last time they joined it up with New Japan and they did well.
I think they said they're announcing a roster like in the upcoming weeks. So I'm not too sure what to expect from Global Force Wrestling going forward. I'm gonna wait and see the shows and then I'll judge.
Definitely. But Global Force Wrestling, we'll see what Jeff Jarrett's got under his sleeves for us. Just never know, he might have CM Punk signed to go for it. That's people.
Yeah, and let's
but
hope.
CM Punk wanted me to tell everybody one thing.
The best in the world.
And let's hope Global Force Wrestling isn't a bunch of
fucking bullshit.
Oh my god. It is crazy.
Oh man.
I'm gonna say that.
Well, gotta say before we start giving out plugs and all that and getting to the end of the show.
You're right. There is something to say about before plugs.
All you have to do is believe.
God damn.
Oh, shucky, ducky, quack, quack.
Jesus!
You guys are nuts.
Hey, all the people listening.
No!
Oh my god.
But we're going to go off air, and before we go off air, I think everybody put their Put it down. Put it down. And you got to say this with me.
Too sweet!
You also, guys, seriously, you also.
Don't stop believing!
You guys are out of your mind. You guys are crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, WrestlingHeads.com. Check us out. A lot of updates on there. We're on Twitter at WrestlingHeads. Again, I know we have some old-ass shows people never probably heard of. Go to blogtalkradio.com/WrestlingHeads Radio for the old shit. You want to hear the old days when True God Immortal was part of WH? When Cannon Broski was on WH? Go ahead and listen to those old shows. When Don the Savage was with us. When Ryan and Matt Laurie. Yes. ROH code. And also when Tom was check those out. All the old stuff. That's where you can find it. We're at youtube.com/WrestlingHeads. And we're on Instagram at WrestlingHeads. Coming soon, we'll see. But I'm glad Oscar's not here to make no gay ass joke.
I'm glad you're on here to have shit Mike syndrome. Don't forget ProWrestlingTees.com/WWP and /WrestlingHeads. Get yourself an Elite Podcast Network shirt of one kind.
Say what?
Well,
we have,
we support.
We have shirts.
Support the Elite Podcast Network. You know.
Oh, I
that's
you said we have shirts.
That's in the works.
That's coming soon. But anyway, you can follow me on Twitter at @2tweetme. And I know Matt was probably going to plug him, but you know what? I'll plug him as well. Couple shows going on this weekend. Of course, AIW. Make them say, Of course,
nah.
Of course, gotta give love to Master P, former WCW alumni.
Oh my God.
Make them say, Friday night, tomorrow night, 7:30, Mount Carmel School, Cleveland, Ohio. Young Bucks making their AIW debut. They're going to be going against To Infinity and Beyond. Of course, Mr. Colin Delaney, who, he's not the same Colin Delaney from ECW if you haven't seen. 1,000 times better. Great heel. So check that out. Athena, Mickie James, Veda Scott, Candice LeRae. Fatal 4-way match. Should be absolutely crazy. Josh Alexander teaming up with Eddie Kingston and BJ Whitmer to go against Ricky Shane Page, Ethan Page, and Dick Justice. That's going to be an insane thing. And also on the card, EC3, Johnny Gargano. That should be nuts. But full card is there. AIWWrestling.com. Check them out if you're in the area, if you're close. AIW is doing some great things, and I know. Matt, talking about the big card. I want to hear about this big card for Smash Wrestling going on Sunday.
Smash Wrestling Sunday night, the Art of War from the Franklin Horner Community Center in Etobicoke, Ontario. We have the return of the Smash Wrestling Championship, not the Smash Wrestling champion, the former champion, technically now in Alex Shelley, but the man who got given the championship by his mentor, Mr. Johnny Gargano, will take on Matt Cross for the Smash Wrestling Championship. We will have Robbie E. debuting in Smash Wrestling to take on Scotty O'Shea. The Wolves debuting in Smash Wrestling to take on Fourth Guns, Biff Busick, and Drew Gulak. Speaking of Fourth Gun, we have Tarek taking on Tyson Dukes, and much more on the show. Don't forget Candice LeRae and Courtney Rush. The Super Smash Brothers team up with Tyler Thomas to take on Josh Alexander and the Overdogs, and Brent Banks against Gregory Irons.
Yeah, that's actually going down on my birthday Sunday. But Matt, I don't live in Canada, so I'm going to miss that event. There has to be a way for me to see it.
Oh, man. I wonder where we... Oh, wait, there is. ondemand.smash-wrestling.com, $7.49 a month. About a week or so turnaround time between shows, but you get every show, anything ever that Smash Wrestling has produced is on that on-demand service for $7.49 a month. That is a deal and a half. I highly recommend checking it out. I have, and it's something really special. Everything ever, like they said, man. It's something really cool.
That sounds good. Sounds good. So I know also Beyond Wrestling's having an event Sunday, same day as Smash Wrestling. So if you're in the Rhode Island...
Speaking of Beyond, I don't mean to cut you off, but the Monday, I believe it's J-Lit weekend, Beyond is doing another Raw alternative, and just announced was AIW as the first promotion to be a part of it. So,
yeah, so another Raw alternative coming, which the first time was a big success. So you got to make sure second time around even bigger. But if you're in the Rhode Island area around there, check out Beyond Wrestling Sunday. They're going to be doing it big. Lot of wrestling going on this weekend. So if you're near any of the shows, make sure you go check them out.
Do you mind if I put over some shows?
Yeah, go anything you got. I was going to get to you. We got to move from east to west. So go ahead. Any wrestling you got?
Yeah. U.S. and Quintessential Saturday. You got Frankie Kazarian going at him.
You gotta have a good mic to throw out plugs. Just throwing that out there.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Can you hear me? All right. Like I said, yeah, AWS and Quintessential Pro. You got guys like Willie Mack on the card, Frankie Kazarian, Adam Thornton, Hudson Eddy making her return back to the West Coast. Who else we got? Like we got P.P. Ray, Peter Avalon, Scorpio Sky's there. Like the list goes on.
We got
West Coast.
Skip's favorite tag team, the world's cutest tag team, Joey Ryan and Candice LeRae.
Not my favorite tag team, but I do love Candice.
Come on, you've said before that Joey Ryan is your favorite wrestler, and you want that blow pop. I mean, it's okay.
that's. Hold on, I'm not Deshaun 2 Cents. Sorry,
no,
I'm not gonna.
No.
Sorry, I'm taking the lollipop. They're gonna put it in my mouth. Sorry, and the other fans that do it, I'm not them. Also, Sunday, I believe, Champion Trust from Hollywood. They have a taping going on. Johnny Yuma, my boy, him and Vermin, they're going to be doing their thing. Also, IWL has a show the same day as AWS. Two West Coast shows going at who's going to go. I believe Peter Avalon has double duty that day. He tweeted the other day. But it's going down here on the West Coast, too. Just support independent wrestling.
And I was going to say, speaking of Quintessential Pro, if you go on their YouTube page, you can find every Q Pro match ever for free on YouTube. I know I was probably going to check out some matches from there. So, that's just some more wrestling. So check out Quintessential Pro. They don't run as much as they once did, but they got some good matches up there from some notable names. So go and check them out.
Definitely, dude. I want to give a shout-out to Santino Bros. And Brian Kendrick again for definitely working hard with Eva Marie. I really think Eva Marie's she's basically learning from Santino Bros and Brian Kendrick. West Coast training, doing big things.
Another big shout-out, actually, since you're in the line of shout-outs. Alpha One Wrestling just released a video, The New Oppression, featuring the new alpha male champion, former Kurt Hawkins, Brian Myers. Highly recommend checking that out. They just announced the Super Smash Brothers versus the Gym Rats for Mortal Kombat 3. Obviously, the Beaver Boys unable to make the show, so Super Smash Brothers, a great replacement if you can have one. Let's see here. Heidi Loveless taking on Silesia Sparks. Ricky Shane Page against Biff Busick for the Zero Gravity Championship, and much more from Alpha One Wrestling. Don't forget about that amazing Extreme Rules match between Tyler Thomas and Ethan Page. That thing's been brewing up. There's also a great hype video for that on Alpha One Wrestling's YouTube. So check out everything Alpha One Wrestling related. They've been doing some big things as of late.
Give a shout out, and he wants to give a shout out to your mama.
Okay, all right.
Low blow there, but
I mean, I got it from my mama.
I get it from my mama.
Oh man!
Shout out! I want one more shout out to you too, Oscar. I know he couldn't make it today, and follow me on Twitter at WHKits. Look at my Twitter. Follow Singer632 too.
Don't follow WH Kids. Don't do it. Just don't waste your time.
Fuck you. And don't follow Matt Former, Grant, whatever shit is.
I gotta give another big shout out. I'm pretty sure tomorrow, Smart Mark Video is having another one of their big sales. Check
you are
out
correct
Alpha
on that.
One. Yeah, check out Alpha One Wrestling, AAW, AIW, Chikara. There's so much stuff on Smart Mark Video. So
I got one more thing. If you're a Pro Wrestling Tees fan and you're looking for New Japan Pro Wrestling merchandise, I believe they're holding a sale until midnight for New Japan Pro Wrestling merch. 20% off that out. I know a lot of people are big fans of New Japan Pro Wrestling, and Pro Wrestling Tees handles all of that stuff, so check it out.
Man, we've been throwing so many plugs at. Where's our cut of the pay?
Royalties, motherfuckers. Royalties.
Yeah. As my boy YG would say, I'm a nigga with a plug. Hey, with that note, people, we're just gonna go and we'll be back Monday.
We're gonna go be dumb. We're gonna go be dumb off the air, guys. So you guys have a good one.
Until then.